is that we all get it. Don't give in to the pain, just keep living, cause
got dreams I'm striving for. So I'm gonna live higher. I'm gonna live higher. I got dreams I'm striving.
What's up, guys? It's Toby Rosario, and in today's video I wanted to talk about my very first deal and talk about the details, how I got the deal, how I found a buyer. But before I do, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification. That way you get notified whenever I post a new video. Also, don't forget to smash that like button. It does help with the algorithm. That way it gets shared to a lot more people than yourself. So we'll go ahead and get started. So this was several years ago. I can't remember the exact date, but what I do remember is prior to me getting that first deal, so I came across wholesaling on YouTube, right? And like most people, I was, I was obsessed with what this was, right? Because this is the first time me hearing about it. So when you're looking to start a business or you're looking to get into real estate investing, the first thing that comes to mind is, do I need my own credit and how much money, right? How much money out of pocket? So when I heard about wholesaling, you don't need any of your own money. You do, yes, you do, but you don't need, like, you're not going to put a down payment or anything like that, right? You don't need your credit for sure. You're not going to use any of your credit. So it kind of intrigued me. I started to do a ton of research. But what happened was, like most people watching this, they get analysis paralysis, right? They have all this information and they don't know where to start. So they never take action. They watch all the YouTube videos and they just get obsessed with watching the videos, but they never take action. I was one of them, right? I'm just being fully transparent, right? I felt I had to know steps 1 through 10, right, in order to get started. I felt I had to know everything. But long story short, I explained this concept to a cousin of mine, right, family member of mine, and he was on board, right, because I kind of explained, like, we're not going to need a lot of money. So we went to this event. We went to this Rich Dad Poor Dad event, and then we were just hooked, right? We were hooked on getting started in real estate, right? And prior to that, I had read the Rich Dad Poor Dad. So essentially, my family member, he gave me the courage to let's just partner up and we'll do this together. We'll learn as we go, right? I had all the knowledge. I didn't have the self-confidence to get started, right? I had analysis paralysis. But what we did was we got bandit signs, right? We spent, honestly, it was like $30. We got about 30 signs, right? Bandit signs. We buy houses cash. We put them up in this particular area, this particular town, city, and within a week, we actually got some call. We got one call, and as soon as I answered that call, I knew it was a deal because the seller was super motivated. It was this lady. She was a tire landlord, and whenever you hear the words, "I just want to get rid of it," boom, that's when you got to set the appointment. And I knew from watching all the videos that she was a motivated seller. And what I tell all the people is, you can't mess up a motivated seller. You can't mess that up. Now there's super motivated people where you can't mess up. There's people who are reasonable. There's people who you gotta have to persuade them a little bit to get them to sell. But someone who's super motivated, you don't have to do much convincing, right? You're not gonna mess that up. So as soon as she said that she wanted to get rid of it, I wanted her to give me a price, right? And if I remember correctly, her price was 20 grand, right? The property did have it needed some repairs. But let me back up a little bit. I forgot this key piece. So when I partnered up with my cousin, what happened was, so we at the time we were still unsure on, like we together. He was gonna put up the capital. I had all the information. I watched all the videos. I knew this thing in and out. So what happened was, I'm not sure. I can't remember off the top of my head how we came across. So we found a mentor, someone who said he was doing deals, right? And long story short, he actually never closed a deal. He has not done a deal. He did it at the time. He hadn't closed his first deal, right? He had some deals fall apart or whatever the case is. Whatever, he didn't close his first deal, right? So long story short, so me my family member and this person who I won't mention, we tell them about this deal. Like we needed someone to walk us through from A to Z, because it sounded like he knew what he was talking about at the time. So anyway, so we set the appointment together. So we go all together to go look at this house and make an offer and put it on the contract, and then we find a buyer. So prior to that seller appointment, I was like freaking out. I started to watch more videos and more videos. Like, what should I say at the seller appointment? What should I bring? What kind of questions should I ask? How do I fill out the contract? And what happened was, the person we took, who was the expert, right, who's like a mentor, we went to the seller appointment, and he just froze. He didn't know what to say. He didn't know how to talk to the seller. He didn't know how to fill out the contract. I knew more than him. And, truth be told, what happened was, since I was so informed, I just took control of the conversation. I kind of walked the seller through how it would work, what the process is, what the repairs are, why we can only offer this amount. And long story short, the seller wanted 20 grand. We got it for 12,500. Okay, keep that in mind. So she wanted 20. We got it for 12,500. Okay. All right. So what happened was, the guy we came across, he ended up showing it to one of his buyers. Right. So the buyer, we were going to close on it for 21,000. Right. So we were going to split it 3 ways. And what happened was, his buyer backed out because he was under the impression that the lot was going to be part of the deal, and it wasn't. It was a separate lot, and the buyer thought it was going to be part of the deal. So the deal fell through. We decided to part ways, right? Us and him, but we still. I built such a great rapport with the seller. So I went back to her. I renegotiated a new price. I got it for 10, right? And then I find a buyer, and then I sold it for 12,500. Okay, and how I found the buyer, it was actually my family member's brother, right? So it was a cousin of mine, right? It was essentially a cousin of mine. I said, look, we got this deal on the contract. Look, we're looking to assign it. This is our assignment fee. It's a good deal. He went and checked it out. And at the time he was looking for a rental. And that's why it's very important to ask people, or to tell people in your influence, in your circle, look, I got properties for sale off market. What I do is find off market deals, and I send them to cash investors. Do you know anybody who's looking to start investing in properties, maybe buy and hold, maybe fix and flip? So long story short, we sold it to him. We made we sold it to him. We made 2,500. Then me and my family member cousin, we split that amongst us, and then we closed that in about 2 weeks after we got him on the contract. And what I learned from that experience was, you don't need to get it right. You just need to get it going. I say that all the time, because once I saw and I held that check, and it dawned upon me, like, it was just like that validation, like, this stuff works, right? Number one. And number two is, I learned more from doing that deal than watching YouTube. And number three, I waited so long to take that first step because I felt like I had to know everything. But I'm telling you guys, you don't need to know everything to get your first deal. You just need to know steps 1 and 2. When step 3 comes, then you learn how you do that. You're going to learn more from experience than watching YouTube. I promise you, trust me, from my own experience and from the people I speak with on a daily basis, you're going to learn more from experience, from doing, than actually watching these videos like you're doing now. But so what happened? So we closed that deal. We made 2,500. Then we split that amongst us. Then we put out more signs. Then we got another deal. We made 9 grand. Then we got another deal after that from a banner sign. But the moral of the story is, you don't have to get it right. You just have to get it going, right? You're not going to know everything when you first get started. Watch all my videos. I walk you through on how to do it from A to Z. I try to answer as many questions as you have. Comment below. If you have any questions, that's what I'm here for. I'm just trying to help you guys, and I'm just trying to get you to shift your mindset, because that was me, right? Analysis paralysis. It felt like I had all this information and I don't know where to get started. I felt like I didn't have the confidence to go out there and get started. But I promise you, you'll learn more from experience than watching these YouTube videos. So go ahead out there, start looking for motivated sellers. If you feel like it's a deal, put it in the contract, and you'll find your buyer if it's a deal. That's my time. My name's Toby Rosario. Peace.